Now that we can go around and name angle, let's just remind ourselves what types of angles do we generally have. The first one that I'm going to start with is the angle around a point, which is called a revolution. This is simple saying, if you are looking at the whole revolution around a point, you will get 360 degrees. And you know this, but I want to make sure that you know how to manipulate situations that will have this angle. So I've got angle P1 and P2. Once again, I've got a situation where I've got an angle which is inside and an angle which is outside. Now let me just start to talk about this angle which is P2. We call it a reflex angle, and we're going to delve a little bit deeper into what we mean by a reflex angle. But for now, I just want you to know that we've got two angles. We've got angle P1 and P2, and when you add them together, when you take these angles and say P1 plus P2, because they are angles around a point, they will give you 360 degrees. So that is the first part. Now in the second diagram, we've got an angle which is 135 degrees. We've got three angles that are equal, each equal to x. But if you look, these are all angles around this particular point. So how can I solve for x in a situation like this? I can use simple algebra and say this is going to be x plus x plus x plus 135 degrees is equal to 360 degrees, because these are angles around a point. And of course, you can add the like terms together. 3x plus 135 will be equal to 360 degrees. And solving for x, I will get that 360 minus 135 should be 225 degrees, and x will be equal to 75 degrees. So I can then say each of the x angles there, or each of the angles that are size x, are actually equal to 75 degrees. And if you add all these together, you will get 360 degrees, because it is a revolution. Now looking at the third diagram, this again demonstrates the concept of the angles around a point, but in this case we've got 90 degrees. We've got a right angled triangle, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later, which is now divided into two angles, which is 24 degrees and x. Now from this, because I know that this is 90 degrees, I can write that angle x plus 24 degrees equals to 90 degrees. And from here, using algebra, I can see that this is going to be x is equal to 66 degrees. Now, how do I find y? Once again, it's a revolution. So what do? I take all the angles that I have around the point, that is angle x plus 24 degrees plus angle y equals to 360 degrees, because these are three angles around the point. And if you remember, we've got 66 degrees here plus 24 degrees plus y is equal to 360 degrees. And of course, this is 90, so I'm going to have y is equal to 360 minus 90 is 270 degrees. Now, I've taken the long way by saying it's three angles. I could have just said, to simplify my life, or because I know that this is 90 degrees, it could just be two angles. It could be 90 degrees plus y is equal to 360 degrees. And of course, I'd solve for y and get that it is equal to 270 degrees. But what is the point here? The point is these angles are angles around a point, and they add up to 360 degrees. It is a revolution.